So, in 2006, one of the greatest Marvel stories ever written was finally published. This was Annihilation, the intergalactic event that brought together so many of our favourite and, well, lesser known characters together. Annihilation Wave was coming and it was going to take over the universe. But what was this wave, and who was Annihilus? And why did he have everyone quivering in their boots? What's going on, everyone? Park Life Nerds back for another video. Today we're going to cover Annihilus, one of my all-time favourite villains, and one I hope we get to see a lot more of in the future. Enjoy. So Annihilus was created in 1968. Originally, he's very old school, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, the original two, and he was a Fantastic Four villain. He first encountered the Fantastic Four when they ventured into his domain, the Negative Zone, seeking anti-particles. So basically, it's their fault he's in the Marvel comics, because they would have just left him alone if it wasn't for that. Now, Annihilus' goons kidnapped them and held them prisoner. However, as the Fantastic Four always managed to, they escaped, and they took with them his cosmic control rod. He manages to get it back in a bit of a scuffle. There's a bit of a crossover. Somehow the control rod has something to do with Sue Storm's pregnancy and Franklin Richards, and the daughter getting all their powers. I don't know if that's been retconned yet, but it has a few times. Sometimes Franklin Richard is a mutant. And throughout the years, Annihilus has basically battled the Fantastic Four and Avengers on multiple occasions. His main goal was to escape the Negative Zone or to take over the universe. Either way, he's not got good plans in store. And that brings us basically to the main story arc of the Annihilus character, which was Annihilation itself. So Annihilus started to create an armada to take over the universe. His theory was that the universe itself had been forever expanding, forever growing, and was now intruding into the Negative Zone, which was his domain. And under his opinion, that means, well, you're in my domain, which means it's basically mine for the taking. He first starts by destroying Klin, which was an intergalactic power station and prison, and then he went on to the home planet of the Nova Corps, which was a pretty badass move. He destroyed the whole planet completely, which left Richard Rider as the sole surviving Nova. He ends up absorbing the world mind of the Nova Corps, becoming basically the whole Nova Force, which ends up being quite an important part of this story. Annihilus teams up with Thanos, which is an interesting move. Understandably, Thanos is not doing it just to help Annihilus. He's got his own plans up his sleeve. The two of them together and a few others managed to defeat Galactus and the Silver Surfer. Annihilus basically straps Galactus to his ship, and you find out that he's going to use Galactus as basically a giant bomb to wipe out basically the universe and the Negative Zone. His theory being he wanted to blow everything up and be the last survivor, so that he's the only thing left in existence. Well, him and his armada. Quite a scary thing to think of, really. Unfortunately for Annihilus, well, and fortunately for everyone else, Drax, the Destroyer, and the Silver Surfer managed to sneak onto Annihilus' ship during a big battle, and they release Galactus. Galactus eliminates the wave. Drax punches that hole through Thanos, and Richard Rider, with the full power of the Nova Force, manages to defeat Annihilus. Now, Annihilus, you find out, has a cool technique and a cool power, and of course, this being Marvel, he is immediately reborn once he's killed in the Negative Zone as a little, well, parasitic egg baby thing that Annihilus is. Yeah. So basically, everyone thinks he's dead, but Marvel Comics, no, he's not. We end up seeing Annihilus again during the Infinity Saga. He is a member of the Galactic Council. However, it is revealed that Annihilus is just still a little shell of himself, the baby, as you can say. He can't really grow. To fix this, he abducts Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk, and uses his intellect to try and figure out how to transform himself into a bigger version of himself, the way that Bruce transforms into the Hulk. He takes on a monstrous form, basically, like a super version of Annihilus, and he rebuilds the Annihilation wave. This wave would be able to wipe out the whole universe, and pretty much almost does, basically. He gets a lot further than he did in the first one, but he is stopped by an interesting team of Adam Warlock, Thanos, and the one above all, so basically the creator god. Takes them back in time, which is kind of a bit of a cop-out fix, if anything. They go back in time and basically de-evolve Annihilus instead of making him turn big, so Annihilus becomes basically just nothing more than an insect, and thus stopping the second Annihilation wave. Alright, let's look at powers and abilities. So why is Annihilus so overpowered? Well, he can fly, as they all can. He can handle the vacuum of space. He has superhuman strength, the ability to travel at 150 miles an hour while flying, and he has a cosmic control rod. And of course, the cosmic control rod allows him to manipulate cosmic energy to the molecular structure and matter. And because he's had this control rod for so long, and he's had consistent exposure, he is basically almost indestructible. He's in battle been managed to best people like Quasar, Nova Prime, The Thing, the list goes on. He is a tough cookie. In the Annihilation story, after he defeated Quasar, he actually picked up the quantum bands, adding them to his power, and with this and the power he already had, he was able to withstand blasts from Galactus. Also, as mentioned before, he has that key power of when he dies, he is reborn, so he is an ever-present being in the universe. So yeah, there is just a bit on Annihilus himself. I'm not sure if we'll see him going forward with the Fantastic Four coming into Marvel, but I definitely think this should be a villain that we could focus on in the future. He's less, say, like what we're having at the moment with Kang, a clever villain. This is a all-out bad villain just to take things over, a big smash and violent war-type villain. Could be the end one they use if they run out of ideas, but yeah, let me know what you think. Okay, and thank you for listening. Let me know if you have any more Annihilus facts, and yeah, like, share, and subscribe.